It's Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270.
Good morning. You're listening to a Free for All Friday with the Bismarck-Mandan Homebuilders Association. It is a beautiful day outside, slightly chilly, but there is hope that spring is around the corner. In fact, we are anticipating spring as we plan for the next big event that the HBA hosts for residents here within the Bismarck-Mandan community and throughout the state and abroad. And that is the Spring Parade of Homes. I am joined in studio with my good friend Jim. Jim, good morning.
Morning.
We are here today along with Terry Johnson as well. Terry is the woman behind our big events that the public takes part in, including the home show, which we just celebrated a couple weeks ago, and then the pending Spring Parade of Homes. So good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Dot.
We also have some really exciting news when it comes to Terry and her relationship with the HBA. Jim, Terry is celebrating her 3-year anniversary with our association.
Well, kudos.
Yay.
I have no idea where the time went, and I got some kudos from the board members this morning, and I said, I don't know where the time went, and I'm very proud to be a part of the association and the advancements we've made and the success. So, yeah, it's been a great 3 years.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, and hopefully we're having lots of fun. And I think Terry is, which is evident when she's out and about at our events, namely the home show. Let's talk a little bit about the 2017 home show. It was our 40th anniversary, a big year for us that included a sold out and then some show. So let the listeners know what they either saw if they came out and enjoyed the event along with us, or maybe what they missed and need to look forward to in the next year.
Yeah, it was really exciting. We're just doing the wrap up now for the home show, and we had 219 vendors, and to be honest, we were 101% full. We do have the capabilities of going with the flow. So we had vendors from builders to subcontractors, remodeling. You could, as we always say, it's our one-stop shop. You could technically walk in and build your whole house from start to finish by attending the home show. This year we had the children's scavenger hunt, which went over very well. It was fun to see the kids going from station to station or booth to booth, collecting their goodies. So that was a success, and I think it's something that we're going to continue in the future.
So, you were a part from start to finish. When it comes to planning the show, I don't know if many people really realize or appreciate the work that goes into putting on an event at the scale that the home show is, unless they've experienced it firsthand. I mean, this isn't something that started a week or two prior. This is something that really came together in the fall. So, walk the folks that are listening today through that whole process, because it is really exciting to see how something can come together and the planning behind it to pull off a successful event like a home show.
Absolutely. In fact, this year, hopefully after our wrap-up meeting, we'll start looking for the 2018 show. We start by visiting with the event center and setting up the future dates, which we will announce mid-March when that will be in 2018. There are a couple dates options up to date. I start with sending out contracts. Building the show floor, we transitioned to an online registration system this year, which was amazing. It was great for the consumer to get in on the action and do a pre-visit to the home show so they could plan their event. All the way through setting up the booths and keeping correspondence and doing new activities such as a scavenger hunt. So we're always on the move.
Always on the move. And in fact, we have a sister association that's on the move this weekend. A big shout out to anybody who is listening from the Minot area. Alicia, the executive officer of the Minot Association of Builders, is hosting their event as we speak. In fact, we've got one of our longstanding committee members, past chairman, who's up in Minot right now, and he's been sending us updates and insights from the Minot show. So we don't believe in recreating the wheel. So Alicia, look out. We might be taking some of those ideas from you. Namely, they have a kids center. And that's one thing that the committee has toyed around with. This is a family-friendly event. Do you want to talk about some of the conversation that goes into attractions and activities or programs that will make this a fun endeavor for those families who are coming out for the weekend?
Yeah, as we meet with the committees, we do things to promote and keep people interested. This year we shook it up. We changed some booth spaces around. got people out of their comfort zone. It made it look like a brand new show. Again, we did things to try to entertain the kids, get it to be a family event, and sitting back and watching everybody look at their maps and run to the next booth to get their treat was exciting. And we've always talked about having a children's play area, which hasn't quite come to full circle, but I anticipate that that'll be happening maybe in the near future, something we'll look at seriously.
Yeah, so one thing that we do is we always solicit feedback from those exhibitors. It's nice to know what they thought of the show, what they really appreciated about it and want us to continue, but then some opportunities for growth and expansion. And so that's something that happens habitually with the exhibitors. But Terry, what are your thoughts about having community members, people who have experienced our show, or perhaps they've been to shows elsewhere that they found fascinating? How can they share any ideas or concepts from a spectator's perspective with you and the committee?
Well, we run an open-minded office. We love ideas. So if anybody would ever have an idea or something that they thought would be successful at our home show, just give us a call at the office at 222-2400, or you can email me or Dot at the office and put forth those ideas, and we bring it to our committee, which we're very proud that they are always open to different ideas.
Yeah, so that's the best thing about putting together a program like this is we get insight and feedback from all over the community and outside of it. So if you're listening and you've been to a show that was just spectacular and you think, oh, I really wish the Bismarck-Mandan Homebuilders would do this, let us know, because chances are we'll follow through on that pursuit and make it happen. That's what we're here for, and that's one of the opportunities that's presented to us by our board of directors, as well as working as a smaller organization. We are very nimble and quick to respond. So if you've got those ideas, send them our way. So we've got the home show that we're wrapping up. Those conversations will continue and then cease, and then we start all over again. But in the meantime, there's another event that a lot of communication has gone out to a prospective group, and that's the building community, specifically those builder members, alluding to our spring Parade of Homes. What can you tell the listeners about the Spring Parade of Homes? Dates, opportunities, what it all entails?
We have set the dates for the Spring Parade of Homes from April 27th through April 30th. Thursday and Friday will be from 6 to 9. The hours on Saturday are from 10 till 6 and noon to 5 on Sunday. I'm just getting in contracts from the builders. It looks positive. Mother Nature is going to cooperate and get a lot of builders to their goals to get in. We encourage everybody to get out and look at the houses, and we'll keep promoting this.
Yeah, so, the one thing that's really fun, not only the home show exposes you to so many different businesses and aspects of construction, but the Parade of Homes gets you inside the action. And it's a lot of fun. We have some phenomenal builders in our community who really take pride and effort in creating these homes, both custom homes and entry-level homes. And so this is your opportunity to get in and check them out. Check them out without the pressures of attending a typical open house, where they're capturing names and wanting you to identify when exactly you're going to be moving. You can bring the whole family out. Again, we are a very family-friendly organization. Your house is your home, and that home is open to a lot of individuals, and relationships are built and communities are built around those homes. So any of those builders out there, make sure you get your information into Terry at the office for our Spring Parade of Homes. If you are not a member of our association, contact us. This is a wonderful entry into our association that will allow you to debut your handiwork and also get a firm grasp of the opportunities that exist from a home buyer's perspective. Stay tuned. You're listening to a Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270 with the Home Builders Association.
Right now, 27.
The Red River Farm Network. Ag News is here on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back. You're listening for a Free for All Friday on Super Talk 1270. It is Friday, Jim and Terry.
We got distracted.
We did get distracted. So we're really excited about this new game that Jim had in the office, and we're going to try it out on air. It's called Try Bond, and it's
They sent us some freebies, so we're going to give them away.
This is awesome. What do three things have in common?
Yeah.
And, we'll throw one out there. Let's see how well Jim and Terry do.
I feel like Karnak.
Are we ready? This could be tough.
Pressure.
Okay, so a copy machine, a garage band, and rush hour traffic.
A copy machine, a garage band,
And rush hour traffic. What do they have in common?
3 things that have ink all over them. No. Copy machine.
Our copy machine beeps at you, Terry, when this happens.
Oh. When it's
You gotta-
Jam.
A jam,
Jam.
yes.
Go.
Yeah, babe,
Thank
on
you.
a
Thank you for the
jam,
hint.
They
yeah.
all have jams.
Yeah.
Excellent.
See, I think jam, I think food. Of course, I think everything, I think food.
I should have added some jelly in there. How about a photo, classic rock, and a wedding?
A photo,
Photo, classic rock, and weddings. What do they have in common?
Band. No.
They all make me cry. No.
Photo. Classic rock.
Photo, classic rock, and wedding. They all make me feel old.
What do they have in common? Photo, classic rock, wedding. You used to purchase, in the music industry in particular, when it comes to classic rock, you purchased this. It was kind of a, rather than owning cassettes or owning CDs, you owned what?
Well, vinyl.
In a wedding, to capture the memories, you have a what?
Video.
Camera, recorder.
Photo, you store your photos in one of these.
Album.
Albums, they're all albums. A photo album, a classic rock album, and a wedding album. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, last one before we start talking about the HBA again.
Yeah.
Braid, fry, poodle.
Braid.
Fry.
French.
Ding, ding, ding.
What
They
do I
are. They are all. High five. High five.
I would have thought of it eventually.
Oh, excellent. So we'll get back to that. That's Tri-Bond, a
That
fun
is
new
pretty
game.
Fun. Yeah.
So we ended the first period of our discussion today talking about a couple events that the home builders just hosted. Most recently, our home show, which is a wonderful event held at the Bismarck Event Center. Had, as Terry had mentioned, everyone from landscapers to roofing contractors to windows and spas. To home builders, of course, at that event. And we are following up on the heels of the home show with another spectacular event, and that is our Parade of Homes. Again, the Parade of Homes. When can people expect to get inside all of these new houses?
April 27th through April 30th. That is Thursday through Sunday. Our hours on Thursday and Friday are from 6 to 9, 10 to 6 on Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sunday.
And talk about, because we still have people that are, maybe unfamiliar with the way that the Parade of Homes works. You pick up a ticket where, then how does that work when you're going from home to home?
Yep, absolutely. You can pick up, typically we have, well before the event starts, we have our information available on our website, bmhba.com. We have a list of builders. I'm still in home show mode.
Home show talk.
A list of builders, so you can go to any participating home and pick up a ticket. It's $10 for ticket. That gets you 4 days of seeing all the houses on the parade at your leisure. We also will be racking out the magazines ahead of time. You can pick one of those up. We'll be putting them out in the Tribune. We are going to be mass sending out these tabloids to everybody, so they'll be available, and there's just many ways to go out and get the information. But if you go to the home and you pick up a ticket for $10, you get 4 days of entertainment. Take the family, kids are free. Go check out the houses, see which one fits you. You can put a kid in each room, decide which one fits the best. So very easy to get tickets. And if you ever need any information, you can call 222-2400 at the office, and we're always glad to help you.
And what I enjoy, most about getting out and experiencing the Parade of Homes is just the diversity of construction that we're experiencing in this community. And so this is your opportunity to really see what these different builders have as far as their sense of style and contribution to space. And you have the classics, some of our more seasoned builders when it comes to the styling that they present in their homes. And then you've got some builders that will go out on an edge or on a limb and put together some really funky homes, which are great to experience. So I think there's an opportunity for everyone, despite your taste or style, to experience what exists out in the form of new construction. And it's really neat to bring some of these ideas and concepts that you see, broadcast on TV or shared across the internet here into our own community, where you see, those new spa showers, or you see, like at the home show, we experienced Kohler's latest and greatest toilets, which are the tanks are mounted inside the wall. I mean, there's just some really, really cool things that are going on in new construction in our community.
Exactly, and that's where some of our spectators get confused with our undisclosed homes. Those are homes that are pre-sold or custom built for a customer, and they've graciously opened up and worked with the builder and let people come into their homes because they do have the their taste. It's done to their liking, customized. It's not a generic or a spec home that the builders have to be a lot more conservative in building. So that's where undisclosed. Lots of times it gets confused with they're unaffordable or they can't put a price on it, and that's not true. That's the customer, the working with the builder and getting that relationship and letting them open up the home for you to visit.
Yeah, so essentially, our undisclosed categories are just pre-sold homes.
Correct.
And the owner who has already, made a commitment and signed contracts to purchase this home is, like you had said, allowing the public to come in and view what that contractor was capable of doing for them in that situation. So a lot of fun. It looks like we're going to have a nice mix of locations when it comes to homes to tour this year. What are you hearing as far as feedback from the builders where these homes will be located, which communities or which neighborhoods are proving to be popular for new development?
Well, we always have a good diverse area. We have new developments in Mandan and Bismarck. We occasionally get one or two in Lincoln. It's always nice to see those in rural. So as they come in, it'll be interesting to see where their strong suits are.
Yeah, and I think the community continues to see a lot of strong growth in North Bismarck, South Bismarck in particular, down on South Washington. Mandan continues to be strong, I think, in that Lakewood Marina Bay area, as well as Northwest and Southwest Mandan, Keitel subdivision. There's a lot going on, and what's really interesting is you see it's either proximity to schools that drive some development, which in a lot of cases what you're seeing in our community, or the proximity to some amenities like the waterfront.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's where I'd want to build, somewhere where I could look out and see the water and have a pontoon there. So yeah, those are big pluses in purchasing and building homes.
So we're seeing that, and also on the Parade of Homes, it's an opportunity not only for you to experience your dream home, so get out and see some of those high-end custom builds, but also when you're taking a peek and experiencing more of our modest or entry-level homes is an opportunity for you to get in and get a foothold into housing. Let's talk a little bit, Terry, about some of the trends that we anticipate seeing in the homes this spring parade, and I think we could really base our assumptions on those booths at the home show. So, what are some of the things that you noticed at this year's home show that we're on display and drawing some attention from individuals that are walking through that we probably will see installed in these homes come spring? Countertops. Let's talk countertops.
Countertops. They're talking quartz countertops. We had a lot of displays from our granite people or our suppliers. Bathrooms.
What are we seeing?
Yes. Tankless toilets. You don't have to scrub around the bottoms of the toilets. Tubs that are freestanding, also very popular. So it's just kind of a shift in the traditional look of the home.
I think one thing that's driving it is, time is so precious for everyone today. And so any way that you can shave some time off of anything, I think is what you're seeing prompt. So you're looking at even flooring options that require very little to no maintenance.
Correct.
You're seeing, carpet being replaced with hard surfaces. And of course, when you have the hard surfaces, we're also seeing some of our exhibitors, in particular those that do cleaning products or offer vacuums, a transition to more robotics and technology use. Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
One of the big attractions at the show this year were a couple of our vendors who hosted home theater systems.
Oh, yeah. We had some amazing.
So what are some of the things that you're seeing when it comes to the home theater installation? What are some of the standouts among those vendors?
Well, they have really stepped it up a notch. We had green light systems put on. It actually looked like an inside of a room, and it had the movie theater seats and the sound, even popcorn on the outside. They did an outstanding job of promoting their products and services. So that was kind of fun to see somebody step up and make it over the top, per se.
Over the top. And one thing, in our latest edition, we have a publication that we put out each month called The Building Buzz. And this is something that goes out via mail to all of our members, but we also make it available online. So if you find us on Facebook, it's just BMHBA as the tag. Or if you go to issuu.com and search BMHBA, you'll find some back issues. And we encourage anybody to take a peek at it because there's some really insightful stuff. One of the articles, which was quite interesting, is a change in buyers' preferences. And you're starting to see people put more weight on amenities over size. So with all of the gadgets and gizmos and high-end amenities, they're putting those in, and they're having to come up with a way to pay for it. And they're doing that by shrinking the footprint of the house. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get back from break. You are listening to Super Talk 1270's Free For All Friday with the Bismarck-Mandan Homebuilders Association.
Right now, 27.
News and Views with Joel Heitkamp. Weekdays on Super Talk 1270.
Good morning. You're joining us again on Super Talk 1270 for a Free For All Friday. This is Dot Frank with the Bismarck-Mandan Homebuilders Association, sitting alongside my friend Jim. Good morning again.
Good morning again.
And Terry Johnson from our office, who is celebrating her 3rd anniversary with the association. Congratulations.
Well, thank you again. Like I said, it's been a fun ride.
Make sure you shoot her an email. It's terry@bmhba.com, or you could pick up the phone and dial 222-2400 and hit number 2 to reach Terry.
Number 2.
Since we're not in the office right now, you could do it and leave her a voicemail while we're away. So I'm expecting lots of voicemails. Give her a call, 222-2400, extension 2. So we've been talking about our association and some of the popular events that feature an opportunity for the public to come out and see what home building is doing for our community, and that is the home show. The home show, if people didn't have a chance to make it but want to kind of take a peek at which vendors were participating, how can they do so?
Well, I've already even gotten calls about vendors at the home show, but we did create a website this year that is exclusively for the home show, and that's for our vendors and our consumers. So you can go to bismanhomeshow.com, go to the consumer link, and if you click on, there's a place to click there. You could go to the website that will bring up all the vendors, all their contact information. If you're not sure what booth they were in, it brings up the map of the booth so you can kind of get your bearings on maybe where that vendor was at. Lots of times people can't remember the name of the vendor, but we will keep that up all year because frequently we do get questions, and we want our consumers driven there. So bismanhomeshow.com.
Excellent. So moving on, let's talk about the building environment right now in the Bismarck-Mandan community. Now, it's really difficult because people want to know, what is 2017 going to look like? And if we had a crystal ball, we would be really happy to tell you what that entails. But so far, just based on communication and anecdotal information from our membership, it seems like 2017 is going to be another solid year for home construction in our community. We came off an excellent 2016 as we have our trajectory that is taking a gradual climb, which is really what we want. We were fortunate enough to experience a spike, or maybe disfortunate, depending on where you were at and your ability to kind of keep pace with the chaos that ensued during that 2013-14 year, to 2015, which brought us back to a new normal, which is actually the original normal we were headed on. 2016, we were able to be ahead in the number of permits when it comes to Bismarck's perspective. Mandan was right up there, as well as Lincoln, Burleigh, and Morton counties. So we were, right where we needed to be, and we anticipate the same thing going into 2017, a solid, steady year for home ownership. Again, as a community, we're excited about the administration that came into the White House, which does have an impact on housing when it comes to regulations which boil down to cost for consumers. So we're optimistic about that we'll be able to continue to provide opportunities for home ownership in our community. Taking a look at the permits, we're only 2 months in, but based on that 2-month perspective, it looks like Bismarck is ahead of last year just by 1 when it comes to commercial permits pulled. We are behind last year. Again, it's just 2 months in, and we are in slow months for permit pulling, January and February statistics only. So far, we're behind what the total was last year, but well ahead of what we were in 2015. Looks like there's really no activity to report in Lincoln nor Morton and Burleigh counties at this point, but Mandan is ahead in the number of single-family permits pulled year to date compared to the past 2 years. They haven't seen the push for multifamily like they did at the start of last year, but commercial is on par. So again, with 2 months in, it's hard to speculate, but overall, we're feeling very confident about construction this year. As you're speaking to home builders and contractors, both on the floor of our home show last week, and then also as you're communicating with them for our Parade of Homes coming ahead, are you getting a sense that our builders are optimistic?
Absolutely. Did a little visiting at the home show, and they were getting leads. People were interested. There's still a big trend in remodeling. We visited with some remodeling vendors that had many leads, and people were seeking them out to get that done, whether it's just putting a new facelift on the existing home or buying. And so that they felt that business was as usual.
Yeah, excellent. So we are, again, optimistic. And, there is no time like the present to invest in home ownership or to create some additional equity in a home that you might already have. One thing that we're also very excited about is the continuation of access to cheap money. I know that our friend Brian Ritter with the BMDA always says 3-point free. We're not quite there yet. We're now in the 4%, but still a phenomenal rate that allows you to get into home ownership at an affordable level. And so continue to explore those opportunities. Talk to your banking friends and family about how you can make home ownership happen for you. I know a lot of our financial members have made it exceptionally easy for you to find out what you qualify for and how to qualify by going on all of their websites. A lot of that has moved to an online platform, Terry, which is something that we're really incorporating heavily in the association is that access through online options. I know you mentioned the creation of a specific website for the home show, which allows us to put all the information in one spot, easy for them to find. But, we're seeing that across the board. The easier you can make it for individuals, I think the more they're going to access it and take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to them.
Exactly.
So let's talk about, we kind of alluded to a trend that we're seeing across the nation, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays suit here in our own backyard, and that is buyers' preference for amenities over size in new homes. In an article that was published by the National Association of Builders, they stated that the average size of newly built homes decreased in 2016, a sign that the home building industry is preparing for the coming wave of first-time buyers as millennials begin to dip their toes into the market. It said the typical new home in 2015 had 2,689 square feet. However, in 2016, that dropped to 2,634. That's the first drop, Terry, in square footage since 2009. Can you see this playing out in our community where people are swapping out square footage for those granite or quartz countertops, for those stainless steel appliances, for the hardwood versus the carpeted floors and linoleum? I mean, what do you anticipate playing out in our community when it comes to size versus amenities, if you had to take a guess at it?
I would have to say that that's probably something you'll see as the millennials make their move forward. They've probably financially gotten themselves into a comfort zone that they could move forward. So it's like, and they would rather have the amenities than the size, the toys in the front and stuff. So I can definitely see that happening, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in our Parade of Homes, the sizes and pricing. And
what I think is so interesting is, when it comes to trends and you look at, the inside of homes, which we're giving you that option again, April 27th through the 30th during our Parade of Homes, you're going to see that there's a lot more attention paid to detail. We went through a time frame, I think, in the housing industry where it was just about creating homes, getting them out and built so people get into them. Now it's not just a matter of creating that house and moving in. It's having a say in every aspect and square inch of that home. And so they're paying attention to the trim. They're paying attention to the window coverings.
Creating a style.
They're creating their own style and putting their own mark on it. And you can do that through amenities. And because it's become so typical to see, stainless steel and granite and hardwood in the home, that is elevating the cost. It's not entry-level materials that people are putting in.
Correct.
And so you've got to have a place to give, and it looks like millennials are willing to give on square footage. Do you think you see that dovetailing into, what we're seeing in the larger metropolitan environment of, the Bismarck-Mandan and surrounding areas with the push to create some density and provide some downtown amenities? Are people getting out and about? I think so. You're seeing the experiences downtown with, the renovation and renaissance and resurgence of those outdoor experiences. And so I think that's leading. We talked in the office, Terry, a little bit about tiny houses.
Oh, I'd love a tiny house.
Tiny
I watch
houses.
tiny
So
houses.
if you had to describe your dream tiny home, what would it look like for those listeners out there?
It'd have to be on wheels because I never like to stay home. Very simple. It'd have to have a pink flamingo outside. We kind of talk about that. The basics. I could be a minimalist. I could get rid of a lot of stuff. Low maintenance. Definitely low maintenance.
And a hitch on the back so you could pull the Harleys on a trailer.
There you go. A hitch on the back with there. So I guess my tiny house would be pretty minimalist.
Pretty basic, and it's interesting. We haven't seen, that really come to play in our community when it comes to the true tiny homes. I mean, we're talking 300 square feet. However, it is interesting to see those transitions in square footage, as nominal as they are. An 80-foot or 100 square foot decrease in home size has an impact. And again, you're having to prioritize, and it seems like people now are really prioritizing on that customization, which means shopping for new homes is so much fun because you see those influences played out. Some other things that are happening as far as industry and the industry news is again, the opportunities for individuals to not only take a look at some of those features and options, but I think to find them, have communication, and have a stake in their build a lot bigger than they were previously. It's not just a palette of options that the builder's providing. I think what you're seeing now, and when you talk to builders, their customers are coming with a portfolio of options that they want exercised.
They want to know. They have something in mind. They've seen it. They want it, or are going to explore that option. Exactly.
So, one thing that we also keep close tabs on and that most people are aware of right now is that we're in the middle of a legislative session. And when it comes to housing, it's not just about access to housing and the availability, but a lot of that is contingent on our regulatory conditions in our state. We've been fortunate that as a conservative state, we do allow a lot of businesses, private businesses, to do their thing, which I think has made us such a tremendous place as far as business attraction and retention goes. However, a lot of those things are at risk and had been at risk with the past administration at a national level, and we're starting to see a pullback on that and an allowance of the local municipalities to make decisions that are in the best interests of their citizenry. And I think you're seeing that replicated at our state legislature. But there are some things that are coming forward as far as a concept for that all residents will want to keep tabs on. Again, improving safety. There's bills in front of the legislature right now that have to do with carbon monoxide detectors and detection, that have to do with contractor licensing and also with the revealing of purchase prices. So if you've got any interest in that, we suggest that you reach out to our sister association, the North Dakota Association Builders, who is actively pursuing legislation at a local level. We'll talk about what we're doing to keep housing affordable for you in the Bismarck-Mandan community. Stay tuned. You're listening to Super Talk 1270's Free for All Friday.
Currently 28.
Here's Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back. You're listening to a Free for All Friday with the Bismarck-Mandan Homebuilders Association. This is Dot Frank in the final quarter hour of our program here at Super Talk 1270. Jim, we are so excited to be nearing the end, not because we are finished and have to say farewell to you, but because it means we've got another show behind us and hopefully some more people who are out there educated about home ownership and home opportunities here in the Bismarck-Mandan area. Again, I've got Terry by my side celebrating 3 years. If you didn't take the chance during that break, make sure, because it's going to be about a 10-minute drive for us to get back to the office. 222-2400, extension 2. Remember, happy anniversary. Or Terry at bmhba.com. You can also contact her if you've got any questions regarding the home show. One of the most popular products that people come to get and then ask about after the fact includes some luxury sheets.
Luxury sheets and the telescoping flagpoles. I've already had a call because somebody sees them, and every year that is at least once I get that. So they're very popular, and people take note of that and bring it home and think about it, or somebody says something and then I get a call. But now we've transitioned to an online informational website, so Bismarck Home Show. So if you're not sure and you visit with a builder and you didn't get a chance to get their information, they're there. So, and if all else fails, even if it's not my anniversary, just give me a call. I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Well, and one thing I think is so great about that interactive floor map, Terry, is, you might have had a really good conversation with one of our exhibitors, but you just cannot recall who it was or where they worked. But with that map, again, if you had a sense of location, I remember I was close to the concession stand, or I was about 3 booths back. You can find that on that interactive map.
Absolutely. Yep. And when you click on the booth, that contact information's there. You don't have to call me. I don't have to go back and look in my paper archived contracts and think about it. You're able to do that yourself. So it's a wonderful new addition to our electronic.
Absolutely. And coming soon is going to be a similar site dedicated to the Parade of Homes, but that's currently under construction.
I do have some visions with it, and it probably would entail getting a lot of the builder information, so we can, again, push that out at a click of a mouse. You can get all their information and do some previews on the homes and get yourself set up for a route. So, yeah, we'll have that up and running hopefully soon, and we'll push it out.
Excellent. So we've covered a lot today. Before we went on break, we were referencing our friends at the North Dakota Association of Builders. Now, the Home Builders Associations are really comprised of 3 different subsets. That would be our local association, who's really challenged and tasked with assisting local builders by not only offering networking and educational opportunities, but advocating on their behalf. So that a lot of times means attending and communicating with our commissioners, both county and city. At a state level, we have the North Dakota Association of Builders, who are charged with the same thing, but just on a statewide perspective. So we've got Kim Schneider, who works for the association up at the Capitol, making sure that they are considering the impacts that they will make on housing when decisions are made and voted upon. And then at a national level, we have the National Association of Builders, who really lobby all of our elected officials up in Washington at the Capitol. But from a local perspective, had the opportunity to meet regularly with our building officials and our elected officials, and some of the things that they're talking about coming into this construction season include Morton County. Morton County is taking a close look at their land use policy. So if you have any interest in contributing some ideas or thought on how that policy is shaped, now is an excellent time. Again, we have the beauty of accessibility here in the state of North Dakota, both at a local and state level. And so at any time, you can reach out to Morton County. Natalie Pierce is the planner there, and offer up your input and your ideas. We always talk about the fact that, you take the time now to voice your concerns and your considerations and your ideas so that it's put into policy and practice rather than coming in afterwards and trying to make change. That the best time is to speak up now, and that opportunity for Morton County residents exists with the Morton County Land Use Plan under scrutiny right now and being rewritten. So make sure you check that out. From Mandan's perspective, Mandan as well is going through a lot of their policies and ordinances. They quite recently went through and overhauled their residential zones, and now they're moving on to multifamily. This, again, is a wonderful opportunity for you to share your insights and your expertise and experiences, whether here from our community or things you've experienced in other towns that have been successful, and share those thoughts with the city of Mandan as they pursue some modifications and changes to multifamily. Moving over to Bismarck, Bismarck's going through a stormwater policy change, some excellent opportunities to provide your feedback with that. And then turning to Burleigh County. Burleigh County is taking a look at extraterritorial zones, which is an interesting concept and something that we've seen cross over up at the state legislature. The big thing is just the continuity and considerations and what you can expect when you're living in that kind of strange area that has not only some impact from a county's perspective, but also the city. And so they're working at clarifying that so home builders and homeowners in that area know what to expect, what they can do, and who to turn to when it comes to modifications they're making on housing. So there is never an inactive moment with our association, whether it's working on behalf of our members from a policy perspective, whether it's providing opportunities for home buyers to get out and experience the products and services that our membership offers, or the educational opportunities. Terry, we offered a brand new event. We're always trying to come up with fun and innovative ways to get people engaged and active in our association and across the community. We recently hosted an event, a builders only social, which was a fun activity. Where was that hosted, and kind of what did that entail?
That was held at the Bismarck Elks. It was in the TR deck. We had a free taco bar and refreshments that went along with that. We encouraged our builders to come, and we are in the process of planning another builders-only social. Details to come.
Yeah, so I mean that's something that we're putting together on behalf of the builders, getting them to come together and identify that common ground and common concerns, so that collectively they can work together to create change that creates the housing opportunities that we need in our community. Also, looking down the line of events that we offer, it's not just all about hard work, but a lot of hard play, and that'll include the time we're spending with our friends at Jerome Distributing. Do you want to let those people listening, both members and non-members, if they're interested in participating in some of these events, they can definitely contact us to get more details. But we've got Fun Night at Jerome Distributing. What does that entail?
That is a chili cook-off. We challenge the board to put out their best chili. You can sample it. We have the coveted ladle that the winner gets if you're the best chili maker. There's refreshments, compliments of Jerome's, and it's just a very relaxed. The associates can get together with the builders, stand across from a table, talk about the trends, whatever they need to hash out. It's just a nice, fun thing that we do. So it's not all business at the office. We do have fun.
We do have fun, but that fun leads to business. And I mean, that trickles down. Even events that we host that are customary across associations, which would include, your golf tournament. It's fun to get out on the greens and play around a golf. But at the same time, it is work.
Exactly. The social networking or the networking, the opportunities that we give our members is endless. We have something typically once a month, and if you want to get out there and you want to build your business and get your name out there, those are excellent opportunities to do that.
So whether you're a member, a non-member, a community member, check us out. And, we've got people, just this week we had a woman who stopped in the office, and then her first question is, am I in the right place? She was looking for some opportunities to connect her daughter to a home builder. Her daughter was having a hard time finding new construction, affordable new construction, and she just didn't really know where to turn. So we've got the public that has the opportunity to come in and visit with us, ask us questions, and we don't always have the answers in office, but we oftentimes can point you to someone who does.
Exactly.
And so make sure you take advantage of us by stopping in our office or checking out our website, which is bmhba.com. Lots of opportunities for those who are in the construction community to take advantage of, but also those who are just consumers. NAHB, too, Terry, has a lot of resources for first-time buyers, what to ask, what to look for.
Exactly. NAHB.org. Go there. There's lots of information. If you can't remember that, give us a call. We'll point you in that direction too.
Absolutely. So make sure you're reaching out and utilizing associations like ours and others to your advantage. If there's something that, wish could happen, those wishes can become a reality. And that's what we enjoy doing more than anything, is taking an idea that someone has and turning it into a reality.
That's kind of been my last 3 years. Somebody comes up with an idea, we roll with it, and we're successful, and it makes us proud to be a part of the association.
Thank you for tuning in to today's Free For All Friday with Super Talk 1270. It's been a great experience. Make sure you tune in next time when we're back here with Jim and Terry. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for more.